is the 29th of April, and it is a beautiful day here in Ottawa, Ontario, and we are going to be doing a special session together. It's always a pleasure to be back with you, and we're going to talk today about money. There was a song that was on the radio years ago that went something like this. Let's talk about sex, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about all the good things and the bad, blah, blah. As you can see or hear, I'm not much of a singer. But I was thinking about that song before we started today because we're going to be talking about money. And I love that subject and I love sharing it with others because money is a wonderful thing. But what we're talking about today are money paradigms. And if you're hearing me talk about money and you're hearing me talk about money as something that's really good and something that you can love, but yet inside you're feeling uncomfortable with that, that is a paradigm. And frankly, my belief about money is a paradigm as well. So we're going to talk about money paradigms. And I want to welcome you. I see that Lorette is on and it looks like Rod is here and Victoria is here. We've got lots of folks that are joining us from Instagram. It's a pleasure to be back with you again. I know we haven't been together for a few days and we have YouTube Live going as well. So we're on 3 platforms. Again, we're on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. And I'm so delighted to be back with you for this special session to talk about money. And we're talking about the money paradigms. Now, recently, I created a little mini course called the Money Paradigms. And we're actually going to be giving it away. We're going to be giving it away on the 7th of May. And we've decided to do that because we are launching my next book. It is finally coming to market. It is finally finished. We're in the formatting stage right now and just getting everything designed and uploaded. And it is going to be officially released on Amazon on the 7th of May. So make a note right now in your agenda that The Demand Principle by Peggy McColl is coming out on May 7th. And what we're going to do is we're going to do some special bonuses that are only going to be available that day. And one of them is a mini course that I created called the Money Paradigms. So today we're going to talk about money paradigms. And for those of you that don't know what a paradigm is, I know a number of you do know what a paradigm is because there's been folks that have been in my programs and in other types of programs where paradigms have been taught and discussed. So money paradigms are essentially, they are your beliefs that you're holding in your heart that you know to be true, you believe to be true, that simply represent the way you think about money, how you speak about money, how you feel about money, and of course, what you're doing with money or not doing with money. And if you want to know what your money paradigms are, here's how you can find out. Simply look at your results. That's it. That's going to give you a really good indication of where your money paradigms are. So if you're someone who has a lot of respect for money, you attract money easily into your life, you believe there's an abundance of it in the universe, well, that's going to be reflective of everything in your life. But let me say that my paradigms were not that way many years ago because I was raised in an environment that was very poor and my family were poor and their parents were poor and they struggled. And so we struggled. But I was very fortunate to get involved in personal development at a very young age. And I had a hunger for learning it, for understanding it, for applying it in my life. And of course, I was very drawn to earning money at a very young age. So it was something that is inherent within many people. Many people recognize that it's a very natural understanding as a human being to want more. And it's not a bad thing. It's a very good thing. And it's part of who we are. And if we try and suppress that, we create challenges. And of course, it becomes reflected in our life. So we're not going to go into an analysis, and I was going to say analyst, an analysis, which can be anal, of why our money paradigms are the way they are or what our money paradigms are. What I'm going to suggest is that you make a decision today that you're going to create a much better relationship with money, and you're going to establish some paradigms that are only going to be supportive for you and what you would love to be experiencing in this world. Now, many years ago, I remember hearing a story about a professional speaker who went on stage and he didn't say anything. He just jumped on the stage and he had a pile of $100 bills in his hand. Actually, I should have gotten a pile of $100 bills. I have some in the other room. So he had a pile of $100 bills in his hand and he fanned them out like this. And he had this big fan of these $100 bills. And he went on stage and he went like this, kissing the money. And he started to say, I love money. I love money. And it was kind of a bizarre way for the speaker to start speaking. And some people in the audience were offended by that. And so he finished doing that and he said, okay, I have a question for you. He said, how many of you were offended by what I just did here on stage? And a lot of people were sheepishly raising their hand because they were offended. So he said the following. He said, I want you to know that money is simply energy, and money heard you. If you're offended by money, or you believe that loving money is a bad thing, then that means that you do not have a good relationship with money. When you appreciate anything, it will appreciate. Think about that. You may even want to write that down. When you appreciate anything, it will appreciate. It expands, right? It gets bigger, it gets better. So when you appreciate money and what it can do for you or what it can do for others, then you're going to have more and attract more into your life. It is a matter of what your belief is, what you feel in your heart, what you believe about money to be true. So the speaker then went on to say the following. He said, if I came on stage today and I held a baby in my hand and I put that baby up, and it was a cute little baby, and I said, I love this baby. I love this baby. And started kissing the baby. How many of you in the room would be offended by that gesture? And of course, there's no hands that would be raised. Why would anyone be offended because a person comes on stage with a baby and talks about how much they love their baby? Nobody would, at least not in their right mind, right? And so he said that this is really the point that he wanted to get across, is the love of money, right? It's not a root of all evil. Money is a wonderful thing. It can give you freedom to do the things you want to do, to help the people you want to help when you want to help them. It's a wonderful, positive thing. All right. So I want you to understand that. And that is simply a paradigm, right? So one of the things that was posted, Celine's on our call here with us right now. And one of the things that Celine posted on to announce that we're doing this event was she asked you about your relationship with money. And I thought, what a fabulous way to present this. And that's what I want you to think about. What is or has been your relationship with money? Not because you want to go there and dwell there and get all caught up in some kind of negative energy, but simply to have the awareness. Because when we have the awareness of what our paradigms are, and when we recognize that we have goals that are not a match for our paradigms, then we can do something about it. This gives us an opportunity to change them. And how fast can you change a paradigm? We can make a decision that you're going to change it like that, but through space-time repetition of these new ideas, you impress them upon your subconscious mind and you bring them into form. In other words, they become a part of who you are, a part of who you are in your heart. I remember years ago working with a client of mine who became a business partner of mine, a gentleman by the name of Gay Hendricks, who I really love and appreciate. And I remember Gay sharing a story. We did a program together for years. We did this program called Making a Million Look Small. He was talking about how when he and Katie, many years ago, they've been together for a long time, but he talked about how when he and Katie got together and how they found that, they were getting to the end of the month and they're having a little challenge meeting all the demands. So they started to think about what they would love. And they decided they'd like to have more money at the end of the month rather than more month at the end of the money. So they started to declare that they were attracting into their life a certain amount of money. And I believe it was $1,000. I don't remember exactly what the numbers were, but you're going to get the point from the story in a minute. So they started to declare that they had this extra $1,000, and it was enough more than enough to cover off their expenses. But they realized they wanted more. They had a desire for more. So what did they do? Well, they decided that what they would do is they would say that we always have enough. Actually, what the words were that they used is we always have plenty of money to do whatever we want to do. We always have plenty of money to do whatever we want to do. Now, that could be an affirmation that you use for yourself. I always have plenty of money to do whatever I want to do. I modified that statement just slightly. So how I say it is I always have an abundance of money to do whatever I want to do. I also include it in my Power Life script. So I declare in my Power Life script that I always have an abundance of money to do whatever I want to do, but I also include my husband in that. So we always have an abundance of money to do whatever we want to do. Now, just imagine if that was your paradigm, that was your belief, and that's what you lived by, that's what you believed, what would happen? Well, once you impress it and it becomes solidified in your heart as one of your new beliefs or your new paradigms, you will begin to attract an abundance of money to do whatever you want to do. So what I suggest that you do is really determine what it is that you would love to be experiencing in your life and what do you need to believe, and we're talking about money here, what do you need to believe in order to have that? So it might be something like there's an abundance of money in the universe and you're connected to it and you're attracting an abundance of money into your life and that you're easily earning a certain income in your life and that your personal net worth is whatever it is. I mean, you just think of anything. This is not rocket science we're talking about here. This is simply common sense. And you may have been raised like I was with paradigms that are debilitating, that are certainly lack. Because I remember being a young girl. And what happened for me was, as a young girl, I always had that yearning to earn money. I had the desire to earn money. And my father was running a Becker store, which is like a convenience store, Max Milk or 7-Eleven, a type of store like that. And my father was running a Becker store. And I asked him, I was like 8 years of age. I wanted to get a little bit of extra money to get some things that I wanted. Because if I asked my parents for something, they were like, what do you think you are? And, of course, get all upset because I was asking for something. And as a young child, we don't realize that, what this whole financial situation was. So I asked my dad, I said, could I come and work for you in the store and, load the shelves with bread or put the milk because bread and milk were the two things that people were buying a lot of at this convenience store. So he said, sure. And he would pay me like 25 cents or something like that. And I really liked earning money. And I remember when I was like 11 or 12 years of age and my mom was working in a factory and it was a mailing factory and they did direct mail pieces. When you used to get these direct mail pieces in the mail and they would come stuffed with all these inserts. Well, that's what this company did. And they had these machines where you had to fill these little sections with all these inserts and the machine would automatically stuff them into these envelopes. But we, and the employees had to fill in these machines so that they were constantly full so that, as the machine was stuffing the things that it had all the pieces to it. And so I asked my mom, I said, could I come and work in the factory in the summertime when I'm off school? And she said, sure. She said, absolutely, you can come and work in the factory. And so I started earning money. And at the end of every week, I would get this envelope and it would be stuffed full of cash. And it was like, okay, now those jeans that I wanted to have that mom wasn't going to buy for me, I could go and buy them myself. And so that's what I would do. So I was in love with earning money. And after I finished that job, then I got a part-time job when I was 14 at a grocery store. And my mom started working at this grocery store. So I started working in the grocery store. I started in the meat department. And then I became a cashier and I loved earning money. So I was going to school full-time, high school at the time. But Thursday, Friday night, I'd be working the grocery store and Saturday I'd be working in the grocery store. And at the end of the day on Saturday, after we put in our shift, I got this little envelope again with money in it. It was like, oh, I really like this. And so when I graduated from high school, I just wanted to go out and make more money. So I kept my part-time job and I had a full-time job and I was earning money part-time and full-time. So I'd always been in love love with earning money. And that became a paradigm of mine. And I remember when I started dating Denny, my husband, and we were just dating. And of course, Denny was working in the military and had been an employee of the federal government of Canada for a number of years. So he was used to this automatic payroll deposit thing that was going into his bank account all the time. So we started dating, and he understood that I was an entrepreneur and running my own business. He asked me this question one day. And I remember where I was standing when he asked. I was standing in the kitchen, and he was sort of had his back up against the cupboards. And he said to me, he said, well, what happens when you're not making money? And I was like, I don't understand the question. You know, like you say something to your dog and they tilt their head like, what is she saying? I don't understand. And so he asked me that question, and I said, I just don't even understand your question, because I'm always earning money. I've always earned money. I'm a money earning machine. My first husband, Charles, used to call me the money earning machine, and I really liked it. He called me other things not so nice, but that was one thing that he called me that I really liked. And so that became a belief about who I am. Now, I just saw flashing on my phone here. There's a question someone asked, and that is, how many affirmations can you have? You can have as many as you want. I mean, my Power Life script, and for those of you that don't have a Power Life script, you absolutely need to get one. So in my Power Life script, there's a lot of affirmations about money, and they're all positive, and they're all supportive of the kind of life that I decide to live. Now, I remember talking to Bob Proctor many years ago, and I asked him, what are some of your money paradigms? And here's what he said. This was the first thing that he said to me. He said, my belief about money is it's easy to earn. Easy to earn. Now, do you think there's a lot of people running around that have that belief that money is easy to earn? Probably not. And of course, it's reflective. It's reflective in the universe. It's reflective because 97% of the people are earning 3% of the money, and 3% of the money, or 3% of the people are earning 97% of the money. And that's why we have this thing called the 1% earners. So what are the 1% earners? They're earning more money than most other people. And so it doesn't mean that there's a select group of people that are chosen. It's not like when you're born in this world, well, I'll pick you and I'll pick you and I'll pick you, and you're going to be the ones that are going to be earning all the money. It's available for anyone and everyone. So I suggest, what would you love? What would you love? How much do you want to be earning? This universe is abundant. It is absolutely abundant. And if you want to start declaring, well, this is going on and that's going on, that's just a belief. It's absolutely paradigms. It's paradigms, your beliefs, that's dictating how much you're earning, how much you're keeping, how much you have, how much you're giving away, or how much you're not earning and how much you don't have and how much your struggle is. So if you're experiencing financial struggle, it's simply a paradigm. Now, you might be thinking, is it really that easy, Peggy? Yeah. It's simple, but it's not easy. And it's not easy because of paradigms. You see, your paradigms are so strong that they are controlling every part of you. So if you want to change your results, it's understood that you must change your paradigms. You must change your paradigms if you want to change your results. If you don't want to change your paradigms, don't bother. Most people aren't bothering, right? They're just not bothering. And I believe what Wayne Dyer, who was a client of mine, believed, and that is, it is not crowded along the extra mile. It is not crowded along the extra mile. And the reason why I say that is most people aren't doing anything about it. But you're here right now. We're on this call together now. So what I suggest is you do something about it if you really want to experience some positive change. So today I was inspired with an idea and I acted on it, and I created a gift for you. What's the gift? The gift is something called the Money Paradigms Manifesto. And I created this for you because I knew we were doing this call together today, and you can get it for free at the manifestationtoolbox.com. All kinds of free resources there. And so I wrote it. Eric designed it. He made it beautiful. He uploaded it, and he sent me an email or a message about an hour and a half ago saying, it's ready for you. Thank you, Eric. And let's everyone thank Eric. Thank you, Eric, for doing that for everyone so quickly. So when you go over to the Manifestation Toolbox, you'll see the Money Paradigms manifesto. Now, I wanted to keep it simple. There's 20 things on there. It's one page. So Eric put it all together for you on one page so you can go there and you can download it now. And what I would love for you to do is tell other people about the manifestation toolbox too. We want to get this out to as many people as we possibly can. It is free. These are tools. We're helping you. We're giving you gifts. We're giving you value. We want you to use them. They're of no value unless you're using them. And I'd love for you, this is something that's not mandatory, but I would love for you to tell other people about it as well. Let other people, you know something? I remember years ago, I was studying so many people. I've studied Zig Ziglar and Jim Rohn. I mean, many of the greats that have been around for years. And all of them essentially say the same thing. And here's what they say. They say, if you want something for yourself, cause another person to experience it. So think about this. If you want to be having more fun in your life, if you create more fun for others, you'll be having fun. If you want to have more love in your life, if you create more love for other people, you're going to be experiencing more love. If you want to have more money, more abundance in your life, help other people experience more abundance, and you will in turn receive abundance back to you. So does that mean, Peggy, that what you're saying is that if I share your manifestation toolbox, that's going to bring good to me? Yes, I am saying that, because essentially, what am I sharing with you? I'm sharing 41 years of study. Now I'm 61 years of age. I'm sharing with you 41 plus years of studying of personal development. And I love these materials so much. Why do I love them so much? Because they've changed my life for the better. And they've changed so many other people's lives for the better. So I want you to do it, not only for what you'll get from going to the manifestation toolbox and sharing it with others, but for what it will do for you, what it will bring for you as well. So you can go there, you can check out the manifestation toolbox, and you can get the manifesto, which is about the money paradigms. You can study it, you can print it out, put it on your wall, put it somewhere where you'll see it, and you're very welcome. Thank you for thanking me. I really appreciate that you're doing that. Thank you so much. So that you can really get into the spirit of the ideas that I've created for you on this manifesto, because I know it has the potential to change your life. All right. Now, we've had a number of questions that have come in over the last couple of days from people that are either on the call live right now or were wanting to watch the recording, because we always record these calls so that you can access them later. You can see all of the things that we're doing. You're very welcome. You can see all of the things that we're doing on my YouTube channel. If you're not connected to my YouTube channel, you can go there to youtube.com/Peggy McColl, and you can access all of the previous recordings from everything that I've done. So here are the questions that have come in today that I'm going to address right now. These are some great questions, by the way. Well, thanks, Is it Carlin? No, that's so sweet of you to send love. I appreciate that. You're sending love. It must come from love. I'm receiving love with gratitude. Thank you. Okay, here's the first question. This question is from, thanks, Callie. This question is from Naomi. Naomi says the following: I can't really explain it, but I feel so drawn to you. Everything you have achieved and continue to achieve is so inspiring. I am new to manifestation and coming from a rigid science background. I feel there is a block. I can't push through and know the results only come to those who believe and feel. Are there any tips you can give to an apprehensive 20-something-year-old who has had so many goals she'd love to achieve and knows she can in this wonderful life? Well, Naomi, I can totally relate to you, because that's when I started. I was like 20. I think I just turned 20 when I started studying personal development. So being 61 and knowing what I know now after 41 years of study, and I would suggest stay in the study, stay with me. I'm giving away lots of content, lots of great information. So what I suggest that you do is stay in the study, go into the manifestation toolbox and grab everything that's in there and study it and apply what you'll hear and read that I'm sharing with you. Also, Naomi, what I want to suggest to you is there's a book that's coming out next Thursday. It will be available on Amazon all over the world. It's called The Demand Principle. It's my book. Just finished it. And I think I am absolutely in love with this book, in love with it. And I think it's if not the best, one of the best books I've ever written. Now, I'm probably going to lean toward the best book that I've ever written. So you're going to hear about that. So Naomi, make a note in your agenda. May 7th, it's coming out. We're going to let you know. By the way, anyone who is on our email list, we're going to let you know about this as well. But we'll put posts on Facebook and Instagram. We'll let you know on YouTube as well. We'll probably have a party. So Lynn, make a note. Let's have a book launch party next week and then invite everybody. And she says, I can't wait. Me too. And so we'll let everyone know. We'll talk about the demand principle. We'll talk about what's in it. We'll talk about how to create demands. So mark that in your agenda, and we'll definitely be there to serve you. But I would say that the more you apply this information in your life, the better it's going to go for you. All right. So it seems like you're already in the right place at the right time and you're doing the right thing. So I really appreciate you. It's called the demand principle. And I think you're really going to love it. It absolutely is life-changing. Okay. So the next question is from someone by the name of, actually, there's no name here. It just says, 82 Infinite. Do you write our life script of how things look when you achieve your main goal on your goal card? All right, great question. So this question is about the process that I created called the Power Life Script, which is the one technique that's made the biggest difference in my life. So to answer your question, I would suggest get right into the program. Absolutely get into the program. It's a very inexpensive program. And I teach all the finite details of how to create your Power Life Script. But here's what I would answer to your question. It's not only what's written on your goal card that you're going to be writing about. What you're going to be writing about is everything that's important in your life. Yes, your goal card. Yes, what's written on your goal card. You're going to be writing your Power Life Script as if you're already living, breathing, experiencing everything that you desire as if it's already here right now. All right. And that includes all these wonderful affirmations. So we are talking about paradigms and money paradigms. And what I wanted to say is when I was a young child, my paradigm, one of my greatest paradigms that I really had to overcome and replace is a paradigm of worthiness. Because remember earlier I said that when I asked my parents or asked my mom if I could have something, she's like, who do you think you are? And what my parents would do is they'd like get mad at me for asking. Well, as a child, you don't know, you don't understand. I didn't know what my parents' financial situation was. But because I kept constantly hearing that and barraged with those kinds of messages, what I came to understand is I wasn't worthy of the things that I desired. That was the paradigm that I created. So I had to reverse that. I had to create a paradigm, a belief system within me that I am worthy. I'm worthy of everything that I desire, anything that I desire. I deserve success. I deserve abundance. I deserve to be happy. And so those are things that are also in my Power Life Script. So the way that I teach it is decide how you want to be living your life. What would you love to have? What would you love to do? What would you love to be? What would you love to experience? Where do you want to go? Write it all out as if you're living it right now. So yes is the answer to your question. Yes, it's as if you're living your main goal right now, but it's also as if everything that you desire is the way you would love it to be in your life right now. That's how you write it. Great question, by the way. Thank you for asking. Okay, the next question is, by the way, anyone who's on live right now, if you have a question for me, now's the time to ask. I'm here right now for the next little bit. So if you have a question, get it in right now. And Celine's going to post it for me so I can see it and address them. So the next question is from Asma. And the question is, how can I stop negative thoughts even if I am aware of them? By stopping it. This isn't complicated. It's easy. As soon as the thought comes to your mind, switch out of that. As soon as the thought comes to your mind that you can't have that, you don't deserve it, you don't have the money, stop it. Bite your tongue. Bite your tongue. I remember years ago, someone had suggested put an elastic band on your wrist, and anytime you think a negative thought, snap it, right? That's not a bad idea. Why? Because you don't want to hurt yourself. You're going to end up with a very sore wrist. So you've got to get into the practice of snapping yourself out of the negative into the positive. So what you do is you notice it's there. It's a 3-step process. 1, notice that you're thinking negative thoughts. Boom, switch over to the positive. Use a switching technique. Just say, I'm abundantly rich. I have all the money that I ever desired and more. I'm a happy and healthy multimillionaire. Start affirming something. But it's not enough to just utter words, to say the words. You got to feel it in your heart. And this is a game we're playing. It's a practice game. You're acting as if, but genuinely feeling it, like really anchoring in that feeling as if it's here now. I'm so happy and grateful to be abundantly rich. I'm so happy and grateful that I am a multimillionaire, but feel it, really, really feel it. So you got to be aware. You got to notice that it's there. You got to make a decision. You're going to switch. And then 3, do it. Do it, right? Do it, as my Italian relatives would say. Do it. All right. So just do it. It's fun. You can have fun with this as well. I always say that at the end of my morning manifestation messages, and have fun with it, because you know what? Somebody asked me one time, why do you say that at the end of your morning manifestation messages? And the reason why I say it is because when you're having fun, what kind of energy are you expressing? Good energy, right? Positive energy. You're feeling good. And when you're having fun, you're more relaxed as well. So be relaxed in the experience of having fun with it. Okay. All right. So hopefully that answers your question. I'm sure it does. Let's go to the next one. The next question is from AZN or AZN for our American friends, AZN Beauty 7. If I can't make it to your live training on May 9th and 10th, and by the way, what this question is related to is I'm doing a live event, a weekend event, May 9th and part of May 10th. May 10th is Mother's Day, so we're going to go till 1 o'clock Eastern. It's called Masters Manifesting, and it is a full 2-day event, or not full 2-day event, day and a half really, and it's all being done online. And it's called Masters Manifesting. You can find out more about it at mastersmanifesting.com. And I am co-delivering this event with my good friend, Phil Goldfine. And Phil Goldfine is an Academy Award winning producer. He lives in LA and he is extraordinary at manifesting. He has manifested Tonys and Academy Awards and pandas. Oh my God, so many awards and gold medals and things like that. So I'm doing this event with another achiever, and so the question is, would you sell it for training? I can't do to budget. Okay, there's an example of a money paradigm. Can't do it for budget. Don't give energy to that. Stop saying that, right? Every time you give energy to you can't do something or don't have something, it just expands and you continue to experience it. It's a cycle you're in. Stop saying that. Stop, give the energy. Here's what Bob Proctor says. If you want it, you'll get it. Make a decision. Make a decision that you're going to do it. So what we're doing that weekend is it's all live, it's all online. We will record it. You will have access to all the recordings. So we're going to make it available for anyone who registers for the event. So you have to register for the event to get the training, to get all the recordings, but we'll absolutely make it available for everyone. All right, let's go to the next question. Selena's just posted a couple more, I believe. Yes, they are. Okay. The question is from Pregason. When is the best time to visualize? Great question. The best time to visualize, there's 2 times, but the absolute best time to visualize is at night before you go to sleep. Just as you're still awake, you're in that wake state, you're relaxed, you're getting ready to go to sleep. That is the absolute best time. It's the pre-sleep moments. That's the best time. The other best time is in the morning when you first wake up. Those are the 2 best times, but I visualize all day long. This is not something that I only do for a specific period of time. I'm seeing my outcomes all day long, and I put visuals around me. You can't see them, but I've got visuals around me that reflect it. All right. So that's perfect. Thank you for asking. All right. Next question is, how do you start your morning off? Well, I start my morning by doing visualization. So before I even, open my eyes, I'm awake and I'm just laying in bed, I'm visualizing. So I start to see my end result as if it's here right now. I start that right away. But what I physically do is after I've done that, I open my nightstand and I grab, I guess that's what it's called, right? Nightstand. It seems funny called a nightstand beside the bed. I open up the drawer and that's where I have these laminated sheets of my bank accounts, my investment accounts and my sales reports. I have them already pre-done to reflect what my goals are. And I look at them, I kiss them, I'm emotionalizing with them, I'm feeling them, I'm connecting to them. And then I grab my gratitude journal and I write my gratitude journal, and then I do my affirmations. So those are my morning rituals. I have a lot more that I do in the morning, but those are the things that I do before I even get out of bed. All right. Next question is, I'm having a hard time figuring out my purpose and what I want. Am I supposed to wait and it's going to come to me? If not, what should I do? Number one, stop saying you're having a hard time. That's energy. It's destructive energy. It's not going to support you. I'm so happy and grateful that I'm very aware of what my purpose is and allow it to come to you. Okay. You can even demand it. So when you get my copy of the demand principle, you'll hear about demands and how you can make demands and what a demand really is. I'm not going to get into it now. We'll definitely get into it next Thursday when we do the big live launch party for the demand principle. But I would stop saying that and accept it and allow it to come to you, and it absolutely will. All right. Next question that we have is, what are the best money affirmations? Well, that depends. It depends on where you believe you need to change your own money paradigms and what you want to create. So some of them, the ones that I like are, I'm a happy and healthy multi-millionaire. Or if you want to be a billionaire, you could say that. Another one that I love is, I always have an abundance of money to do whatever I want to do. That could be another one. I also do affirmations on income. I'm so happy and grateful that I'm easily earning. And then you say what that is. So there's a couple of different examples of some wonderful money paradigms that you could adopt. You don't have to have 100 of them. You could just have a few really good ones that you're affirming every single day. And they could be ones that can absolutely make a big shift and a big change in your results, which I'm certain that's what a lot of people would really love to be experiencing. Okay, I'm not seeing any more questions right now. We're going to call it a wrap. But what I want to encourage you to do is, I created this brand new thing with my wonderful Eric as well, called the Money Paradigms Manifesto. So what I suggest is head on over to the Manifestation Toolbox right now. Don't wait and do it later. Do it now. Go to manifestationtoolbox.com and get a copy of it right now, and make sure that you download it. But put it somewhere where you're seeing it every day. Print it out so that you're seeing it every single day, so that you can bring it into your consciousness, so that it can become part of who you are as well. And again, mark the date down next week on Thursday, May 7th. We're doing a big party, big launch party for the demand principle. We're going to have some online events. We're going to have some giveaways. We're going to do lots of fun things. And I look forward to being back with you again at that time. So I want to wish you a wonderful day. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for being with me. Make sure you share that manifestation toolbox as well. Thank you, Celine, for always being here and for always being so willing and so serving and so kind and so giving and so loving and so wonderful. I just love you. I appreciate you so much. Eric too. I'm not sure if Trace is on. Trace has been working his little bum. He's been getting so much ready lately. So he may be on as well. I'm not sure. Or he's working on some other stuff, or investing some really, really wonderful quality time with his adorable son, Luke. All right, everyone. I wish you a wonderful day. Wish you more abundance and everything that you desire in your life right now. All right. I'll see you again real soon.